Hello Runescapers, welcome back to another video. Before we start, I want to quote something. If you keep doing what you have been doing, you will keep getting what you have been getting. So the aim of this series is to make you try different things so you get different results. Also, big shout out to Ward Angel Genia, Adolimam, Flat Earther 69. They are my cading masters. Alright, so where to get the barricades from? You can get it from any base in the supply area, from that corner. You can take 5, you can take 1. How to use them is that you just press it and set up a cade. The cade will spawn right under you. You can't really see it through players, so you have to right click or move around. You have to know there is a limit of cades within the minigame. 9 barricades set, this is the 10th one. You have to know each team has a limit of 10 barricades. This is very important when you use barricades. The places you can set a barricade on are the same places that if you drop a flag, the flag goes safe or drops in a different location. And you can't set 2 barricades on top of each other. You can set only 1 barricade. Now, how do you kill a cade? Or how do you remove those cades? So the first option you have is attacking them till they die. They have 50 hit points, so it will take a while to kill them. The second way to kill them is to use an explosive potion on the barricade. Third way to kill them is to use a tinderbox on the barricade, and the barricade will go on fire. It takes about 5 seconds to remove it. You can take a bucket, fill it with water on that tub, and if there's a cade on fire, you can technically use a bucket and then use explosive. Because if the cade is on fire, you can't really use explosive and you can't go through it. When you tinder barricade, it always goes west. Unless there's an object that blocks you, like a wall, you will go east. However, if there is a barricade next to you and you try to burn the barricade that's under you, you can't really go through it because it doesn't change your path. If you burn too fast, that will happen. It will just disappear after the same time. So to use that efficiently, you can just burn a barricade, then use water the last tick, then burn again, and it will last double the time. Alright, so pathing of barricades, you can't really move through them. You have to go around them. So if you set a barricade in here and you press there, it doesn't change your path. But if there's like a flag and you're here, it changes your path. That's the difference. That's the difference between barricades and flag. Now, if there's a cade between you and the player and you want to attack them, you can't really attack them because the cade is blocking you, even if you have range or melee. Now, one thing I want to mention is, if you drop a flag, you can't really set up a cade. It tells you can't set up a cade in here. But if you set up a cade, you can't drop a flag on top of it. You should know that if you place a cade and then a flag, then the pathing of the flag will take over the cade. So if you press here, it will change your path. You could technically one tick placing a barricade and a flag and then just picking up your flag. So you literally just make your whole team move the other side while also having a barricade in there. And in this case, your opponent will just go through the other way. You could take your flag, tin this if you're fast, and just go score. If you're walking, barricades will set every tile. And if you run, it will set every 2 tiles. And if you run odd numbers of tiles, so like 3 tiles, 5 tiles, you will set 2 cades in the last tiles. So if you run like 3 tiles, 1, 2, 3, you will set a barricade in the last 2. So any odd number of tiles, you just set like barricades in the last 2 tiles. So let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I run 5 tiles, I'll set 2 cades in here and 1 in here. And you don't have to go on a straight line. You could go just diagonal like that. 2, 4. And you could use that in the bridge. So you could run like the last 2 tiles, set a cade and continue running. You could use it in here and just move 1 step. Boom, you have like the whole team caded in. Like that. Now, how does that help us, like knowing those things? Technically, you could predict where your cades will spawn. So if you're running from here, from like the stairs, going down on the only places, if you're going like this directly straight, the only places that the cades will spawn are this, probably then this, oh, probably here, then this, I guess, here, and then here. It will look like that. And this way you can actually predict where your cades will be. So right now I can tell like my cade will spawn in here if I drop it around here. It will either be there or here. You can also predict that if you're dropping a cade around here, it will either spawn in here or there. So you can pretend it like that. And then just continue. Or you can use that to predict where your opponent's cade will be. So like, let's say your opponent is just running this way, and then you want to remove his cade, you can just tell it's gonna spawn here and boom, you remove it. Let's say your opponent has a cade right under them and you want to go through them. So you could technically just remove that cade under them, run, place a cade, tend it probably, and just like go under. This way they will never catch you. Another thing you can do is, if you press Ctrl and walk, you will run. And if you press Ctrl and run, you will walk. Now here are the 2 pro tips I want to give. The first one is putting your NPC attack option to hidden, so you don't accidentally attack the barricades. The second one is you can take Castle Wars brew and just drink it or empty it and then fill it with water, and then you can use that water on buckets. You could have technically multiple vials of water and 1 bucket and keep refilling them. You can bring empty vials from outside the game and just fill them inside the game, because when you start the minigame, there's only 2 buckets in the first like minute. So you could use that as a trick. And thank you for watching.